business and was recognized as #1 top performing region globally. In 2020, Kalpesh Shah sir also aids EMI's expansion across India and was key member of Founder Circle from 2019 to 2021. He frequently speaks on networking, business tactics, and behavior. I expect heartfelt welcome to you, sir. I now request our Dean, Dr. Sunita Sharma ma'am, to felicitate sir with token of gratitude. Networking is an investment in your business. It takes time and when it done correctly, can yield great result for years to come. With this quote, I now invite our distinguished speaker, Mr. Kalpesh Shah sir, to help us understand the topic, power of networking.
Thank you so much. What's your good name, my friend? Rohan. Rohan. Thank you so much, Rohan. Am I audible without the audio? Yes. I was just sitting with ma'am, Dr. Sunita, and I really like the term AARAMBH. AARAMBH in Gujarati means starting, you're starting something. And I always believe that whenever you meet someone for the first time,
I just correct the word was coined by the German.
okay. What's your good name?
Yes.
Yes, can we have a round of applause for that? So I believe that when you meet someone for the first time during the day, you should greet with good morning. So good morning, friends.
Good morning.
And I'm here to not share what knowledge is, but I'm here to share what my experience has been of last 29 years of being into business and being part of various organizations. When I was a student like all of you, I also was part of various forums which were there in my college. This is right. That's a little uncomfortable. Anyways, so to start with, I'm going to ask you all, why are you all here? The question is, why are you all here? To learn. To learn what? So I want that each one of you participate. If you participate, I will get more energy and more enthusiasm, and we will be able to interact well. This is a knowledge sharing, and I always believe that whenever I wake up in the morning and when I visit anyone, the idea is to learn something new during the day. Okay, so I am also here to learn something new from all of you. Okay, so why are you here? To learn something new. And why did you enroll for the management business? Why did you enroll for the Master's Business Administration? To make your career, to enhance, to become a future leader. That's what AARAMBH says. It's the beginning, it's a new beginning, okay? And I always believe that future leaders, you all are the future citizens of our country. Today we are successful. And if we are successful, we were someday like you. Tomorrow you will be like us. Or I 100% guarantee that you will be better than us. And when I was interacting with ma'am, there were so many things which resonated with her. And I want to ask you all a question. Why does Baroda Management Institute give the best when they conclude after 2 years? Why do they give the best citizens? Any answer? Just try once. You know why? Because they accept the best. You all are the best, and that's why you have been accepted to be part of this country. today what I'm going to try to do is that I'm going to make you all understand why networking is important in life. Networking is not just for your studies. Networking is not just for your career. Anything and everything becomes successful or gets you benefit just with networking. So the why is to understand that how can networking help us to grow, to become a better citizen, to establish a career when we get into our real life. Today you are enjoying your life. Tomorrow you will be enjoying your life in a different way by becoming a successful business owner, a successful person at various places. Our ma'am was just sharing that HSBC's head is an alumni of this university. That's basically an achievement for all of us. Tomorrow your name will be done, your name will be taken, right? Your name also will be taken that she or he is part of the alumni of MBA from MS University. I can also say with pride that I am also an alumni of MS University because I did my graduation from the Bachelor's of Commerce. Though it was a different scenario then and it's a different scenario now. So let us understand what we have today for all of you. First, I'm going to make you all understand what is networking. Second is the benefits of effective networking. Third, the power of big ties. That's a concept which I'm going to share with all of you. The strategies of effective networking, networking in different contexts, overcoming networking challenges, practical tips of networking, interactive exercise and resources of networking. So to start with, to introduce what networking is. Networking is very simple. How many of you believe trust is the way to grow ahead? Without trust, you cannot go ahead. You have to achieve trust of each other. Today, like let's say for example, you are studying on a subject which is called finance. And in finance, there is one term, let's say for example, liability. And you do not understand the concept of liability. You need to get inputs either from your teacher or from your friends around. And your friends will help you or your teachers will help you. Teachers have to help you. But if your friends have to help you, you have to build trust with them. That's again a kind of a relationship which you build up. I'm going to give you an overview about various other things. What kind of networks are there, personal, professional, and all that networks I'm going to talk about. I'll just share a story with all of you. When I was in school and I was studying in some different school and I was asked by my father to go for a camping from a different school. I'll elaborate this story later on. But what was the reason? What was the reason? The reason was very simple. I had to move out of my comfort zone. It's very important that, friends, we understand when we are in our comfort zone, it's very difficult to grow. If you want to really grow, you have to go out of your comfort zone. Do things which you have never done in life. Like today, if we talk about AARAMBH, it's a first 1.0. Today, it's kind of an innovation which the institute has done for all of you. Tomorrow, this is going to be a tradition. So today, networking for you, maybe it's an innovation, but tomorrow it will become a tradition for all of you. So be able to work on why networking, how networking, and what networking. So the first question which I asked you was why. So if your why is clear, your how will be easy. Okay? And one more thing which I want to share with all of you. How many of you have set goals for your life? Do you know what goals are? Not the goal post. Do you know what goals are? Okay, so I'll share one story. This is also an MBA institute, Harvard. How many of you have heard about Harvard? Right? All of us. So Harvard did a survey many years back with 100 students. And the survey was, how many of them have set goals? How many of them have set the goals? So out of the 100 students, 84 students said that we do not have set goals. We do not have set goals. The balance 16%, out of that 13% said that we have set goals, but they have not written down goals. They are not written down. They have set the goals, but they have not written down the goals. The next 3% of the balance 3% which were left, they said that we have set the goals, we have written down the goals, and we also review their goals. We also review our goals. After 10 years of their passing as an MBA graduate, again the survey was done. The 84% was successful. They were successful in their life. The balance 13% who had set their goals but had not written down the goals, they were 10 times more successful than the 83%. But the key is not the 97%, the key is the 3% which were left. The 3% who had set their goals, had written down the goals and were reviewing goals were 100 times successful than the balance 97%. So first thing which you need to do is, you are in the first, am I correct? You are in the first year of MBA? Right. You are second and both.
No. We just started the second year.
You just started the second year. Okay, fine. So, how many of you have successfully completed the first year? How many of you have achieved what you had planned in the first year? If you have achieved, then only you are in the second year. Did you appear for your exams?
Yes.
Did you clear those exams?
Yes.
That was one of the goals. Correct? Did you get placed for a proper internship?
Yes.
So that's a goal which you have achieved. It's very simple, my dear friends. It's important that don't do things for the sake of doing it. It's important that why. You know, Americans always say, if your why does not make you cry, it's not your why. You know, so you should set goals. So let's get into now the actual thing. The importance of networking for students. Everything works on the relationship. Today you are an MBA student. Tomorrow you will be placed at some place. You want to get placed?
Yes, sir.
Right? You need to have a connection. Just applying for a job may get you. Campus interview will help you. But have you networked properly with your teachers? Have you made relationship with your teachers? With your teachers will help you? That's a tip. It's important that you make relationship with all your teachers, not for your marks. Your marks are going to be get on the performance which you show. So it's important that you focus on that. And today what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to make you understand. I cannot make you a pro networker, because you will become a pro networker once you start practicing it. So today we will understand. How many of you have a bookshelf at your house? Okay, how many of you have books in that shelf? Fantastic. How many of you have the books for the self? For the shelf. How many of the books for the shelf? The book shelf is there. There are books, but how many of you do read it? It's important that you read. And how many of you have heard about Shiv Khera? You heard about Shiv Khera? So he says that if you read a book once, twice, thrice and more number of times, you will learn something new every time. And that's why he says that never lend a book, always gift a book. Because when you lend a book, it does not come back. And when you gift a book, you don't want it back. Okay? So that's how it's important. So let's now understand. What is the definition? And I already talked about the definition. Benefits of effective networking. The first important thing about networking is, like I am known to Mr. Himadri Sinha, who comes and teaches you. Okay? He reached out to me is that we at the MBA Institute in Baroda, we are doing a session which is called AARAMBH, which is kind of a different learning for all the students of the MBA. That's a network which he has, or he has an opportunity, he has network where I am part of it, and he accessed this opportunity to connect with. The additional network, more the network you are part of, it gives you an additional opportunities. How many of you are part of various other organizations? Do we have a Rotary Club here? I'm going to suggest your been to form one Rotary club, because Rotary is part of a Rotary International. It's the youth arm of Rotary. I'm a Rotarian from last 12 plus years, and that gives you an opportunity to access various other people. Rotary can be college based or university based, it can be also community based. So, how many of you have studied in school? A simple question. How many of you are connected with your school? Hardly raising hands. It's important. That's your network. It will give you an additional opportunity. How many of you are part of LinkedIn? Fantastic. This is something which is need of the hour. You have to be part of LinkedIn. How many of you really update on LinkedIn? It's important you update it on LinkedIn. So, benefits of networking is accessing new opportunities. How many of you attend different events? Maybe in person, online. Let me give you an example. Something which is called, which school has it, like what is it called, 9 Moon or something like that. Like let's say for example, BBA Institute runs something which is called BBA Bazigar. I have visited 10 years back as a judge over there. It's a fantastic event which they do. Do we do something like that over here? Okay, no problem. We will do it later on. Let's not get into something which we are not doing. So it's important to understand that it gives us opportunities to network. When you network, it gives you an additional opportunity. Today you are hearing me or I am sharing with you. Do I become part of a network? Yes. That's a new opportunity. Tomorrow I may have something which I am posting it on your LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn. You may connect with me and experience that. So it gives you an access to newer opportunities. Next, it's a knowledge sharing. More you become part of different networks or different connections you make, you get more knowledge sharing. Like if I have to give you an example, when we go to different events, we have different speakers coming over there and they share their knowledge. Now there we know that we are going today, you know that there are a series of people who are going to come, different people from different verticals of life who are coming. It started today, it's going to be for 5 days. You're going to listen to almost 15 plus people who want to come and talk to you. Okay? So you are today part of a network which is called MBA Institute of Baroda. There will be another further network where you go and attend such events. Let's say for example, online, there are, I just heard ma'am is into AI. There are various series which are done online where you, if you are part of different student associations, you can have a knowledge sharing there. Internally when you are part of it, there can be different knowledge sharing which can happen. Next, when we are talking about knowledge, it always helps us each other. Like it's, Baroda does not have a one-way traffic. It always has any roads which you go, it has a two-way traffic. So it's always like if I have to put it to all of this law of reciprocity. How many of you know what is law of reciprocity? It's basically if you expect something, you need to first give. It's important that you need to share. Then and then only you will get it back. It's important that you start giving and then you achieve trust, and that's where you get the support and the guidance. How many of you are taking support from each other? Simple, very good. So that's where you have to focus upon. Next, if you are having the access to the newer opportunities, you have participated in knowledge sharing, you have supported each other, this will help you for your personal growth. This will give you a new knowledge, this will give you a new experience, and you will gain further. A famous quote which says that networking is your network by thought clip. It's important for all of us to understand that just monitoring does not work. There are various other things, personal, like a session after this is on personal grooming. How do you present yourself? How do you communicate? That all things are also going to be taught to you. So it's important for all of us to understand that net worth is not just monetary. Net work is also your net worth. The more the number of people you know, more the number of people you are connected to, more are your opportunities. Okay, that's how you get connected. Today your network is what? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. These are the 3 networks which you have. Any other organization which the institute has tied up for all of you? Not yet. Okay, fine. I will suggest certain. Okay, it's important that you be part of it and grow your network, because network is your net worth. The power of big ties. This is something which was by a famous sociologist. His name is Mark Garnavert, and he did a survey, or he did an analysis wherein he identified that normally a human being is more comfortable with those where they are closely connected. Let's start with this class. You are closely connected here, and you will always rely upon all of you internally. The second example is your school alumni. You will always rely on that. Next example is your family. But you will not rely on with those whom you have acquaintance. And he said that it's more important, or you will be able to derive more value from where you have acquaintance. Why? The reason is very simple. Today all of you are sitting over here, all of you have the same focus. So that's the same network where you are connected. Your school, if you are alumni, most of them would be connected to the same network. Let's say for example you are in 10th class A. That's your network, but everyone is known to each other and you are keeping in touch. It's important to get connected to the people whom you are having an acquaintance. So if I have to give you an example, there was a, let's say for example, there was a girl named Smita, okay? And she visited an event where it was on a knowledge sharing. And she connected with Nishan. Nishan was working with some organization then. And they both were sitting besides, like you are sitting on the same bench, and they were sitting besides each other. And they exchanged ideas and they became connected with acquaintance. They both exchanged their LinkedIn connects and they started keeping in touch on a periodically. Okay, not regularly, but on a periodical basis they were keeping in connections. Now Nishan one day posted a job opening on the LinkedIn. He posted a job opening in his organization where he was working on the LinkedIn, and Smita grabbed that opportunity. She connected with him and she got placed at that organization. So friends, it's very, very important for all of us to understand that not only close, strong connects, also the big ties. You have to build relationship everywhere. What is networking? It's building relationship. So big ties also helps you in your life. Focus on that and identify that. Strategies for effective networking. I always believe that, if I am coming and speaking to all of you, and if I do not prepare myself, and if I do not share what you are expecting from me, I am not being genuine. I need to be genuine. If I am being invited, there is a reason why I have been invited. I am part of an organization which is a global organization which is known as Business Network International, which is BNI. It's a global network, 325,000 business owners are part of it. So I should know what networking, and then only I can be, I'm not an authority, but I can always then only share with all of you what networking helps. Okay? So I'll give you one example of a business networking. There is a member in our network. He is an structural engineer, an established company, 50 plus years old, and he got a lead. It was a lead. BNI believes in referral, but at that point of time it was a lead. I'm not going to deep into what is lead and referral. I don't want to confuse you, all of you, because you are still gearing up to become a successful person, and you will soon become. So he had a lead of a company which was putting up a plant here in Halo, and he met that gentleman who was the CEO of it. They visited the places which these people had constructed as a structural engineer, and then he visited then his office. At his office there was a wall of fame. Do you know what is a wall of fame?
Yes.
Okay. So there was a wall of fame. I saw a wall of fame outside. So there was a wall of fame which was there, and that gentleman saw applause which were given by BNI. And he asked him a question, that are you a BNI member? And that gentleman responded, yes. And what did he respond, that gentleman who is a CEO? I have an added reference for you now. And then they departed. We were in a networking event in Mumbai where we were discussing with other fellow executive directors from various places. And there was a lady from Delhi who interacted with me and shared that, Kalpesh, I have a friend who represents a multinational and they are coming up with a plant near Baroda in Halol, and I want you to connect with him and help him. And that's why we were discussing, we found that the gentleman which I was talking about had already connected, and I helped him to connect further, and he got a business of few hundred crores. So point is, he was genuine. He was genuine in his presentation. He was able to confirm and he was able to prove that he can give the best services. But the benefits of effective networking. So first thing is, be genuine, okay? Have a basic knowledge and improve your basic knowledge, and that will help you. Second is adding value to others. I'm here today interacting with young, future leaders of our cities, our country. And tomorrow, like if I'm sharing something to all of you, and you have one takeaway today, tomorrow when I meet you somewhere, and as I have added value to all of you, or I'm trying to make an effort to make an additional value to you, tomorrow you may help me. That's my additional network of connecting with 90 plus students today where I'm adding a value. So each and every place when you are part of a different network, the benefits is each other make an effort to add value to each other. It's a law of reciprocity. It's not a two-way traffic. It's a both the ways where you have to add value. Follow up consistently. How many of you take notes? All of you. I see many of you are still today also taking it. How many of you go back home and study that? Few of you. It's important that you made an effort to note down the notes. Or by the way, let me ask you one question. I would like to ask you one question. Before that, I want to share one story. Is it okay if I keep on sharing stories, or you want to just get into the statistics and everything?
No.
Okay, fine. I love that you love stories. So I have a cousin. His wife was pregnant, and they decided to deliver a baby through a different way of delivering a baby. It's called water baby. How many of you? Does anyone heard? Yeah. Okay. So water baby is that a female who is pregnant, and when she has a labor pain is there. There's a tub which is placed with as water, warm water, and the lady lays down there, and a baby is delivered. So my cousin and his wife decided to deliver their baby according to a water baby concept. And one day when the labor pain was there, a doctor was invited who knew how to deliver a baby through a water baby. The doctor went inside, and in 5 minutes the doctor came back out. And the doctor asked a question to my cousin, "Can I have a hammer?" Now a doctor who is there for delivering a baby needs a hammer. Does it confuse? Yes, my cousin was also confused. So he asked a question to the doctor. Why do you need a hammer, doctor? And doctor asked him a question. Am I a doctor or are you a doctor? So allow me to do what I'm here for. And so hammer was given and doctor went inside. 6 minutes, the doctor comes back out and asks for a screwdriver. Asks for a screwdriver. My cousin was furious. He was confused. He was really confused. Are you all confused?
Yes.
Okay. So how many of you have heard about Tony Robbins? Okay, Google him today. He's a motivational speaker and he speaks non-stop for 18 hours. 18 hours non-stop. So he says that if you are confused, get excited because you're going to learn something new. So my cousin was also excited, and he allowed and gave a screwdriver and went inside. Another 3 minutes, the doctor came back. Before he would ask, he said, my cousin said, now I'm not going to give you anything unless you tell me what you're doing. So the doctor said, I need a cutter. I need a cutter. My cousin was literally furious, literally furious. He said, confusion, I don't want to address the confusion. I now want to know what you are doing. Because my baby is at stake, my wife is at stake, you have to tell me now. The doctor said, my dear friend, did you saw me going inside? I said, doctor, I only got you here and I saw you going inside. Why are you asking me this question? He said, yes, but did you see that I was holding a bag? He said, yes, I saw you going inside holding a bag. I am unable to open that bag. So why did I share this story with all of you? If you are confused, please raise your hand. Keep your mind open, because whatever I am sharing, if your mind is open, then only it will go inside and travel to your brain. Okay? It needs to connect. I need to connect with you. If I am connecting, I am putting an effort, and that is an effective effort. Otherwise, it's not an effective effort. So, follow up consistently. Whatever you learn today, please do study that. And whenever you are already connected, you need to follow up. How many of you have a business card or an introduction card? Not a business card. Okay, introduction card. So when you go to a networking event or you go to any of the events, what do you do when you connect with someone? Put your hand into the pocket, pull out your business card and give it. Okay? How many of you have been to casino? Not officially. Okay. So when you go to a casino, what does a dealer do? They distribute cards. When you are part of a business event or when you are part of a knowledge sharing event, please do not distribute business cards like that. It's not related to you, but when you connect with someone, try to struck a conversation which is on a topic which relates to both of you. It's important that you struck the conversation which relates to both of you. That's how it's a common, kind of a common connect which creates. So when you have done that, let's say for example you are connected with me today. What will be the next step will you do today? Or maybe tomorrow? LinkedIn. You will send a request to me on the LinkedIn. So that's the first thing which you do as a follow-up. What will you do as second? You will study my profile and you will see where all places I am connected. Third thing, you will keep in connection. You will send something what you have done in your life. You will update me with what you are doing. So that's a follow-up on a constantly basis. I saw that great placements are happening over here. I also run an organization and I am connected with various organizations. Maybe you get placed through me. Simple, you know. So it's important that once you are connected, keep the follow-up on a continuous basis. Last thing, social media. Life doesn't work without it. You know, God created a human being and God gave 72 organs in a human body. This human body, or all of us as a human being, created the 73rd organ. You know what is the 73rd organ? Mobile. It's biggest pain. The reason is it makes you available anywhere, anytime. Okay? So anyway, social media is the way ahead. You can't live without it. Okay? It has the benefit. If you see the disbenefits, there are lots. But if you see the benefits, it's narrowed down the world. It has got the world closer. You have your friends studying anywhere in the world. They are connected. So keep yourself updated on the social media. Insta and Facebook are all social. But LinkedIn is your profession. It's your career building process. Create your profile properly. There are LinkedIn classes. There's one gentleman, Google him today. Someday I will suggest ma'am to get him here also as a speaker. His name is Mr. Sagar Amlani. And he's a master of LinkedIn. Okay? So it's important that you focus on LinkedIn. The next is a story which I want to share with all of you. This is a networking story when I was quite young, okay? And this is way back when I completed my 8th grade. I touched base on that story, but I want to share the detailed story with all of you. When I, excuse me. So when I completed my 8th standard, and my father wanted me, I was an introvert. How many of you are introvert? Okay, let me ask you a question, okay, before I get into the story. Are introverts great networker or extroverts great networkers? Wrong. Introverts, why? Why? No idea? Okay, let me share it. Extroverts are the people who do not allow others to speak. Introverts are the ones who listen. So that's why they are the best networkers. Okay? Anyways, so I was quite introvert then, and I consider that I am reasonably extrovert now, but not like the others. I allow you to speak also, so you can speak whenever you want to speak. So when I completed 8th grade, I studied in a school, Navrashna Sama. Okay? And I used to stay in Kul Society here in Alkapuri. And being a bright introvert, my father wanted that I should get into a different group and should connect with different students then. So he enrolled me for a camping for Manali, WWF camping. It doesn't exist now. I don't know whether it exists or not. World Wildlife Fund. So I was enrolled with a lot of resistance. I didn't want to go because my friends were not going. None of my friends. From my school or my society, no one was there. And I enrolled with a lot of resistance. And then I came to know that where in an apartment I was staying, on the first floor there were brother and sister who were studying in the same school. The school which was taking all of us for camping, and they had enrolled. Okay? They had enrolled for it, so I had a little bit of a relaxation that someone known is there and I can comfortably go for that camping, because it was not for 1 or 2 days, it was for 15 days. It was a 15 days camping. So I enrolled for it and started preparing for it, and everything was done just a day before. How many of you got surprises in your life? Because if you do not get surprise in your life, you are doing something wrong. Please note this down, golden rule, you should get surprises. So I got a surprise of my life. What was the surprise? The two brother and sister cancelled that trip. They cancelled that trip, that they are not coming for that. I didn't have an option. I had paid for it, my father had paid for it, and I had to go for it, and I went. I went to the railway station. At that point of time, all of you are blessed to travel in air flight, and everything is great. So there is a train called Paschim Express, the Golden Temple, which used to depart at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Next day morning, 10 o'clock, it reaches Delhi. We boarded the train, second class, no AC, okay, second class. And at that point of time, we did not have the sleeping bags. It used to be that folded bistro. And I had an aluminium bag. I didn't even have a rucksack, okay. So I went for the camping. We reached Delhi. Next day morning, we went to Gujarati Sama, took shower, got fresh, and had lunch. At that point of time, I had made 3 new friends. I connected with 3 people in that journey from Baroda to Delhi, in from the 75 people, 75 kids then who were there. Then we traveled from from Delhi to Manali on an overnight journey in bus. When we reached Manali, I made another 5 friends. So 8 friends were made in 2 days. And I was feeling that I am not able to enjoy. Days went on, at that point of time, we all are blessed now, we have UPI, we don't carry cash, I don't even carry my wallet, because I have my mobile. At that point of time, nothing that was there, not even the credit cards. The credit card used to be a status symbol then. So I didn't have a credit card. My father gave me 200 rupees cash and 7 traveler's checks of 100 rupees. You won't even know what traveler's checks are. Traveler's checks are, you sign it, go to the bank, it's over the counter and you get cash Now Manali, the banks used to close at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And we used to go for camping, for trekking and all, come back at 4 o'clock. I ran out of cash. 200 rupees cash was over. But I am a Gujarati. What would have my mother given to me? I am a Gujarati. My mother gave a bag full of nasta which I was carrying. And I had that. And that helped me. In life, my dear friends, just one thing works, which is called give and take barter system. It's a barter system. I was giving some nasta to my friends and I was getting some money. I was giving some nasta to my friends and I was getting some money. 15 days passed and I made 15 new friends. 15 new friends, and today, with full of proud and pride, I can say that 3 of them are very close friends to me. Not only that, their spouses are close friends of my spouse. My kids and their kids are really close. And with one of them, I do business together. So that's the power of networking. Okay? That's the power of networking. Move out of the comfort zone. The message is move out of the comfort zone. Networking with different contexts. The first is professional networking events. This does not relate to you, but it should be related to you, or you should put in an effort. Go to networking events which are professional. Let's say, for example, there is a talk, TEDx talk. How many of you attended TEDx talks? Very less number. And I give you a task. Organize a TEDx talk. Prepare a TEDx talk. Invite someone and do a TEDx talk. There's a hell of a process to do it. Participate in such events, professional events. There are various professional events our city hosts. There are various trainings which our city hosts. Do participate in that. Nowadays, post-COVID, the world has become really very small. The geography has reduced. Geography is spread, but the connectivity with all the technology and all, it has reduced drastically. So it's important that you attend professional networking events. Let's say, for example, knowledge, okay? There are various companies which are listed on the stock exchanges, okay? And they have their annual general meeting. Go there for an experience. You will connect with someone and it will be helpful to you. How many of your parents are part of some organization? Yes, no. Your parents would be part of various organizations, but we do not enjoy to go there and attend the events. It's boring. Correct? It's really boring. I also was not going with my parents, but I now realize that if I would have gone, I would have been able to connect with new people and would have been able to make new friends. It's important that you participate in various networking events which are there. Social networking events, I don't need to guide you on this. Garba, simple, that's a social networking event which gives you a liberty to go out for the whole night. Whole night you are out and you can have fun for 9 days, even the college doesn't mind. That's the benefit which Gujaratis have. Okay? The college minds? Yeah. So I put a recommendation. So it's important that social networking events, there are various events. Let's say, for example, there are various gamings, not the gamings, but the games which are played for, let's say, for example, if I have to ask you is that how do we effectively communicate? There are games on that. You participate in that games and you learn out of it. So participate in social events which are there. Online networking, we have already talked about LinkedIn. Do utilize that. There's something which Mark Zuckerberg just took over, which is like millions of people are there on it. Whether you use any app or not, you will never forget to use WhatsApp once in a day. That's a bare minimum, okay? That's a bare minimum. That's also an online networking where you can connect and develop. How many of you are subscribed to various channels on WhatsApp? Do you know there are channels on WhatsApp? Yes. So use that. That's something which is a knowledge gathering tool. Use all this technology in a positive sense. Okay, I do not restrict you. I'm not here to be a parent like with my kids, which I do. I never would like to do it with all of. I also don't do it with my kids also, but I always like to guide them that what is good and what is to be ignored. I wouldn't say that it's not good, because I believe that nothing is wrong and nothing is correct. Everything is a perception. Okay, everything is a perception which we have in life. So the networking in different concepts: professional networking, social networking, and online networking. Richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. This is by Robert Kiyosaki. He is a fantastic author. Do read his books. He says that if you really want to become a successful person, you have to work on connecting your networks. Grow your networks. Make your networks stronger. Okay? There are various MBA institutes. There are various, like in this campus itself, there are various faculties. Have you connected? Are there events which jointly happens? So do you take an effort to do that? Are you putting an effort to do that? If you are not doing, like I want to ask you, what percentage of the business owners globally run the, like if I have to say that 80% of the economy, what is the percentage of the population which runs this 80% of the economy globally?
20%.
20%. 2%. 2% of the successful people are running the 80% of the economy. So if you really want to, like if you want someone should work for you, you should work on your network and not be part of that 98%. Be part of the 2%. So if I have to ask you, when we are, I'm doing a learning session or an experience sharing session with all of you. Did you plan to attend this? Okay, let me ask you a question. Is it compulsion or it's an liking to attend such an event? Are you sure?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I am happy to hear that. So, he said that world looks and builds network, everyone else looks for work. So focus on growing your network. Overcoming networking challenges. How many of you are shy? Fantastic. I'm happy that you accept it. How do you overcome that? How do you overcome it? First of all, my dear friends, I would say that, in life, nothing is like trying it. It's always doing it. Don't try, do it. Okay? So if you feel shy, okay, I would say before I joined Rotary, I had to prepare my script. Today I am talking to all of you after those 10, 12 years running various organizations. I am able to talk to you, though I have prepared my slides. It's not that I am just speaking to you, but yes, then I used to have to prepare my script and speak, or I have to read it from the printed. Today I have prepared and I am able to present it to you. So it's important when you feel shy, don't worry. I also feel shy. And it's not that always I am so well connecting with everyone, but I take time to connect with many of them when I am part of any event. So what do we do? Very simple. When you are going to meet someone, and you feel shy, prepare yourself. First of all, just talk to yourself and say you are a rock star. You are a rock star and you can do it. First thing. Second thing is, study what you want to discuss there. There's one sales technique. Normally in sales, what the sales people do, they practice what to say. They always practice what to say. But a successful sales person practices what to ask. It's important for us when you go for structuring a conversation and you are there to derive. You are there to derive. So you have to ask the correct questions so that you get the correct expected what you want to derive. So prepare yourself when you feel shy. Understand the topic which you are going to discuss and then start the conversation. You will be able to overcome the shyness. Okay? And another thing is, what maximum will happen? What maximum will happen? You have already felt that I am not going to get what I am going. When I am going there, I feel shy. The first thing what you overcome when you go there is that you came out of your comfort zone. You gave yourself a challenge and you went there. Okay? You went there and gave yourself a challenge and you are there. So you overcome one step. Second step, you are prepared and you are stuck in a conversation. So you overcome the second step. Third, if the person does not respond, whose mistake it is? His or her mistake. You made your mark. It's he or she does not understand. Make a little more effort to make them understand. So try to overcome shyness by preparing yourself when you go for any kind of an event or any kind of a meeting when you go for. Let's say for example, okay, soon once you finish your second year, the campus placement will happen, okay. How many of you have seen 3 Idiots? Did you see Salman Joshi, the confidence which he had? That's the confidence which you should have because he was prepared. There was nothing to lose. There was nothing to lose. He was knowing that if I respond in this way, I'm not going to get a job, but I don't worry. I want to be frank. I said be genuine. I just shared with you. Be genuine whatever you want to. Overcome shyness. This will help you overcome that. How many of you have fear of rejection? Everyone has. I also had. I had a fear today that I don't know whatever I have prepared with for all of you. Will that go into your mind? Will I be able to connect with you? I also have that fear because this is something when I talk to business owners, that's a different connection. When I am talking to students, it's a different connection. I cannot give you all the rules of business. Here I have to talk to you about which connects with you. How many of you have fear of rejection? Let's be frank. Prepare yourself and that will go away. Rejection is the end. But don't stop preparing because you know the end. Don't stop preparing because you know the end. So fear of rejection goes away that way. Maintaining long distance relationship. This is a little different, not the other relationship. Okay. So how do you maintain long distance relationship? Very simple. The tools which we have, LinkedIn is the best way to do it. When you create yourself, like if I have to put it in a little different way, is how visible you are. Have you ever thought about your visibility? Let's say Rahul, right? Where's Rahul? Rahul. I met Rahul, Rohan.
Yash.
And Rohan introduced me.
Rohan.
Sorry. So I'm little good and little bad at names. So just pardon me. So very simple thing is that I tried to do what I had to do, and they introduced me to you. And maintaining long distance relationship, it becomes a little difficult. But how do you narrow it down? You keep in touch with the regular updates. I just shared with you is that you keep on keeping a regular update with yourself, with the person whom you are connected. Or you update on something which gets you connected, that's how you overcome. So I was talking about visibility. Have you understood what visibility is? Fair idea about visibility? Like today I talked about Yash, Rahul and Rohan. They have gained a little bit of visibility in my mind. You understand? Because Rahul came to welcome me, Rohan introduced me, and Yash has given Aram the title. Correct? Am I right?
Yes.
Thank God. I really need to work on my memory techniques, So there was one rickshaw, there was one advertisement on the back side of the rickshaw. Learn memory techniques, 90 pages in one day. I said, my God, yeah, Yad Shakti. I really need to work on it. My wife gives me every day morning 2 almonds, then also I'm not able to do it. Okay, maintaining long distance relationship. Turning a cold contact into a warm connection. Okay, I would like to share one story over here. I am a Rotarian, as I shared with all of you, and I was traveling to Surendranagar to meet a friend of mine who is a Rotarian. He happens to be into the same line of business in the financial advising, and I was there to connect with him and try to explore if we can struck some kind of a synergy in the businesses which we are into. And while we were interacting, he shared with me, and that's where I came to know. And he shared with me, we were discussing that how do we grow our business? What are the different avenues to grow our business? And at that point of time, he shared with me that, I travel every Tuesday morning from Surendranagar to Ahmedabad to grow my business by attending a networking event, which is Business Network International, BNI. And that's where I came to know power of BNI. That a person travels every Tuesday morning, once a week every week, 160 kilometers from Surendranagar to Ahmedabad, and I showed him a letter, expression of interest accepted for BNI Baroda for myself. He told me in Gujarati, to a village, you need to go for this right away. And I called up the person who had interacted with me before 3 months. And again, surprise. And the surprise was, it's a franchisee concept. I am the franchisee for BNI Baroda. So the surprise was the franchisee has been allotted. I got a surprise, the franchisee has been allotted. I said, okay, fine, no problem. If it is allotted, give me the contact of the person who has got the franchisee. I would like to interact with that person and be part of that network as a member to grow my business. So he gave me the connect, the person who had interviewed me gave me the contact of that person, and I connect with that person, and he gave me that this has been already allotted to someone. I said, okay, give me the contact of the person who has got, and he gave me a person's name and the contact number. I connected with that person, and that person was from Ahmedabad, and that person asked me to travel to Ahmedabad. I traveled to Ahmedabad, I sat with him, we discussed for 2.5 hours, we understood each other, and friends, happy to share. Today, we are co-founders for BNI Baroda, Varun Shankeshwar and Anand Maya. Okay? So, yeah, thank you. A core contact. I didn't go there for something which I am doing today. That it was not the idea. So sometimes it does happen, a cold contact becomes a hot contact and gets you in a hot opportunity. Everywhere and anywhere, relationship works. Practical tips for networking. I have shared this with you, but I am again sharing this with you. Like many universities, I am sure this industry visits. Do we plan industry visits? Yes. Fantastic. Do you guys enroll yourself in internships? Yes. Fantastic. Do you keep relationship with the internship companies where you work? Yes. Good. Do you send out updates to them? Yes. No. You should keep on doing that. It's important that you keep yourself updated. My daughter, she studied in Indiana University, and she did her internship over there at one of the companies. She kept relationship with that, and she got placed there. So it's important that you do the internship. First of all, it's important to identify the correct company where you should do your internship. So it's important that you network for that also. So it's important that you attend. Let's say, for example, there are exhibitions which are there. How does it help you? It helps you to understand what kind of different industries are exhibiting there. So attend that. It's important that you go and attend that. Join professional organizations. There are various knowledge sharing organizations, and I would always urge all of you, I'm going to share this idea of road track with your dean, and if they are okay, you can join Rotary. My Rotary Club is Rotary Club of Baroda Sayajanagri, and we have a Rotary Club called Rotary Club of Baroda Sayajanagri. They do various events for learning, for social, and for fun. It's not just learning, it's not just social service, it's also fun, which is there. Because I believe fun in fundamentals are very, very important. You have to focus. You're creating your future today. You're working on your fundamentals. But fun, without the fun, nothing works. Okay? So join that. Volunteer for projects. How many of you are pushed or pulled into various activities which your institute does? How many of you volunteer into it or you're pushed to do it?
Volunteer.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'm happy that you really volunteer. So it's important that you volunteer and participate there. How many of you stay in a society or bungalows? How many of you volunteer there? Fantastic. How many of your parents would be part of various organizations? How many of you volunteer there? Your community, how many of you volunteer there? It's important that you volunteer. The reason is very simple, my dear friends. It gives you an experience, enhances your knowledge, and your network grows. I'm here to grow your net worth today because I want to make you all future leaders. And today is the beginning. University resources, there are various university resources which your university would have. I'm not going to dwell upon that. But I would always say that in Baroda, you know what? Maharaja Sayajirao University, where you all are part of and I have been part of it, it is the largest campus in Asia. That's we are blessed. We have this in our city. So do utilize that connecting with various other things. Do the fun fairs happen now? Okay. No, not really. So when we were in college, there used to be a fun fair we used to happen in the ground, which we have this football ground. The whole ground, we used to pick up stalls there, and that time it was happening. I don't know now whether it is happening or not. So university resources. So I'm now going to get towards the end of my session. We have 10 minutes left. Before we get into, I want all of you, where it's two of you sitting, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And I want to discuss, ask all of you to discuss your one networking goal for 5 minutes. One networking goal for 5 minutes, if you have understood what I have shared today. Or do you want me to put all of you on the last point is, should we discuss the questions or should we discuss this? Do you have any questions? So I have done a mark. Or it was so much confusion. Yeah.
Sir, my name is Bhumi.
Yes, Mohammed.
I want to ask you that third place is कैसा रोल करता है, तो कौन सा रोल प्ले करते हैं? थर्ड प्लेस is फर्स्ट प्लेस हमारी फैमिली होती है, सेकंड प्लेस हमारे जो स्कूल और कॉलेज होते हैं, थर्ड प्लेस जो होते हैं जहाँ पर.
So third place I just checked. One is road track. One is, of course, there are various other organizations which university would have tied up. There are various other online courses which are there where you can enroll along with your university course which you are doing. And there are alumni which are already there where you can come. Anyone else? How many of you are confused? Or did I confuse? Okay, fine. So let's get into the activity and I give you 5 minutes. What's your one goal which you will discuss with your friend sitting beside you? 5 minutes, okay? And again, 5 minutes, just 1 minute before start. 2 minutes for one friend and 2 minutes for the other friend and 1 minute to wrap, okay? And I'll request 5 of you to share. Okay, so 5, so it becomes 10. Okay, start. Just to interrupt, what you are discussing one networking goal.
full of professionals. So whenever I throw my resume like a student,
So we are discussing our networking goals and madam is okay, don't worry, okay?
I request the faculty.
Okay, last 1 minute. Done. Who wants to share? Who wants to share? You know what? Which is the best commitment? Or which is the commitment which you really fulfill? No idea? When you make a public commitment, you really fulfill. So make a commitment today and you'll be able to easily do it. Who wants to share their networking goals? Come on, friends. I'm talking to the future leaders. It is the beginning today. Yes. No one? And I'm going to pick up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4th bench from the back side. Did you discuss what I shared? Or did you discuss something else? Okay, if you have discussed something else, let's hear that. Does anyone want to volunteer? I just share with all of you. It's important to volunteer. If you volunteer, you will achieve success. You want to share?
Yes.
Yeah, please. What's your name and who was your partner?
Yeah, my name is Swayam and her name is Achal. We both are going to opt for HR as a specialization. So we decided that soon, just to enhance our network, we will be joining all the HR forums that are available in Vadodara to increase our network.
And there is one speaker who is going to come. I don't know when Datesh is coming. He is the person to connect. And if you want to look for HR, Datesh is there. Datesh will help you to connect with all the forums.
Also, the guest who is coming for the workshops, we are connected them like who are HR by profession, so we will connect with them to restore our network.
Fantastic. All the best, Achal and Swayam. Who else? There's one story. I have 3 minutes left, but I'll conclude and then we'll move ahead with the last message which I want to give you all. This is a story about a king who had a beautiful daughter. And as she was beautiful, his life became really miserable to get her married. So he called for a swayamvar. And the swayamvar was there in the village where the king used to be the king of that village. And there was a river, like, what is Baroda famous for? And what do we have in Vishwamitra? Crocodiles. It's a crocodile city. So in that village there was a river and there were a lot of crocodiles into it. In the swayamvar condition or the task for all the princes who were coming from various states was to jump into the river and go on the other side of the river bank. Whoever reaches the first marries the daughter or the princess. And at that point of time, the gunshot and all was there, and it happened, and there was a young, energetic gentleman who jumped inside and went on the other side. But the twist was, he was not a prince. He was a normal villager. But as it was announced that whoever goes on that side and gets first outside marries the princess. So all the villagers went to him and asked, "Boss, how did you do it?" He was literally sweating, okay? He was breathless. He said, "1 minute. First, let me understand who pushed me." So friends, don't wait for someone to push you. Just do it by yourself. You have to volunteer to do things, okay? And the last, I would leave you with 3 C's in your life. Focus on 3 C's in your life. One is chance. Second is choice. And the third is change. So you will have to make a choice to take a chance in your life if you want to change your life. Okay? All the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Before we conclude, can I pick a selfie with all of you? Better.
Wait,
Ready? Yes. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you.
I appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule and guide us and sharing insightful knowledge and teach us the network is the real network. Sir, I request Smita ma'am for giving moment to Kalpesh.
This is something which is a big gift for me. I am on the LinkedIn. I expect minimum 5 connections today.
Already.
Okay? Already? Fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah. Ma'am says revise the figure, so I am putting it to 50. Thank you so much.
I now ask Dhruv Rabadia, a representative of Sports and Sponsorship Committee, to give word of the thanks.
Good afternoon, honorable present over here. On the behalf of Faculty of Management Studies, I, Dhruv Rabadia, the representative of Sports and Sponsorship Committee, would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar Srivastava, Sir, our respected Dean, Dr. Sunita Sharma Ma'am, for giving us opportunity to conduct such an impactful event. I would like to thank now Kalpesh Shah, Sir, for giving such a inspirable knowledge and experience that you share with us with the help of your stories, and the way you taught us networking was very inspiring, sir. Also, I would like to thank Usha ma'am to coordinate with her team members and make this session possible. Also, the faculty members for the presence and the students present over here. Thank you.